Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're talking about Chanel Summer 2024, this brand new collection that I have opted to skip because I have several new items from Chanel that literally came out a few weeks ago. So I am going to do the summer makeup release from Chanel my way. I have a lot of new products that I literally just purchased, so I'm going to create a beautiful festive summer look for you and hopefully inspire you at home. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. I was on the fence for a few weeks going back and forth if I would purchase the new release because I am a huge fan of color. I love vibrant shades, but to be quite honest, the more swatches that I saw, the less persuaded I became because I was tempted the most by the eyeshadow sticks. It seems as though they are very nice when you swatch them, but when you blend them out, they sort of fade a little bit into a lot of glitter, and that is not exactly what I want. And I recently purchased multiple single eyeshadows from Chanel because they literally just reformulated their single eyeshadows, and I think that they're quite nice. And I have three here. I have 222 Jade Facette, or a beautiful jade. It's a gorgeous light green. I think it's really pretty. I love this one so much. I also have this lilac shade number 232 Lila Poudré, or just lilac. This one is a matte, and it is the most beautiful light, cool toned, pastel-y lilac shade. And then last but not least, I have 222, which is like a topper shade. It's a pearly white, and there's literally no camera on the earth that can do this shade justice. It's sort of reflective and pearlescent, and you can use it as a topper shade. It's really pretty. So I'm inspired by these colors here. And I saw this photo online of Lily Rose Depp modeling the new Chanel summer makeup release with the shadow sticks, and I think I could do something similar-ish. This will not be a copy paste. It's going to be an inspiration. I'm seeing green, I'm seeing bluish purple and coral. That's what I'm seeing here. And then also for the release, they've come out with blush duos. Now, I have this one here, the Fleur de Printemps. Came out, I think, 2 winters ago. It's this one here. It's beautiful. It's peachy. It's coral. I think that this will be lovely for the look here. And if not that, I have the bronzer palette that I literally just purchased. This is medium rose gold. This could be lovely as well. Here on the back of my hand, I went ahead and swatched everything. So the 3 eyeshadows, the blush duo, and then the jumbo bronzer palette here. So I think I'll create something with the green, and I may also do a little bit of liner with the purple. Now, if you didn't notice, my single purple eyeshadow here looks a little bit busted because I tried to use it as eyeliner, and I have to say it did not work well at all. It comes with these little brushes here that are meant for eyeliner. I tried it. I would not recommend it, but we'll go ahead and create something beautiful anyway. I've already primed my eyelids. I'm using the Fenty Beauty eyeshadow primer. Everything that I'm mentioning, the brushes, the products, it's all listed in the affiliate links down below. Please go have a look there. So to start off with, I'm going to use the BK Beauty 207, and I'm going to pack this here because this one here has a bit of a metallic finish. So if you just use like a big fluffy brush like this and just gently sweep, you won't really get much color payoff, and you'll probably get a lot of fallout. So just pack, and then just knock off a little bit here. And I'm going to focus this on the outer corner here. And I may use this and also one of the sponge tip applicators as well, because sponge tip applicators are great to pick up product. They're not good to blend anything out, but if you just want to transfer from A to B, they're good for that. So I'll just alternate between my BK Beauty brush and this little sponge tip applicator. You can see how quickly it's accumulating on here. I'll focus the green on the outer part here. So when I see this photo of Lily Rose Depp, it's giving garden. I mean, the collection is called Jardin Imaginaire, so imaginary garden. So vivid garden, fantasy colors, which is why you're seeing all of those shades. But to me, the single eyeshadow collection has a lot of those similar color stories. So I think I have enough here to create something beautiful and festive for summer. I am experiencing some fallout with this green here. It's fine. I'll go ahead and clean that up in a minute. I think I'll wait until I'm done, just because it's a bit redundant to do it the entire process. Okay, so I think what I'll do is, she seems to have some sort of peachy color here, but I'm going to do something different. What I'll do is I'll actually use the pearlescent shade in the center or in the inner part, but I'll do that at the end. What I'm going to do now, using a very small pencil brush, this is the Rephr 03, I'm going to pick up this color here and I'm going to trace it on the bottom lashes. I thought for a moment of taking that peachy blush and applying it here, but I'm reminded that literally yesterday I tried to film this video and I was being super creative using all the colors that I saw in this photo, and it just turned into a carnival. So I am just going to turn this down. Like, makeup is a process, and sometimes you just have to trust the process, and sometimes you get to the end and you're like, wow, that's too many colors. So I'm just going to rein it in just a little bit. So just taking that lilac shade on the bottom here. And I'm also inspired by Violette FR because she has these really beautiful liquid eyeshadows. They're liquid eyeshadows and also liquid eyeliners. This shade here, the purple one, is called Rêve Dahlia, so Dahlia Dream. It's purple, but it has some reflection in it. So maybe I'll just take a little bit of this one and trace it on top of the purple. But I'm also really interested in this one here, Scarabée d'Or, so like a golden scarab, very Egyptian. Just going to take this because some of this reminds me a little bit of the jade color. But again, I just want to rein it in a little bit. So I'll just put some of this here. And then using the same pencil brush that I was using before, I'm just going to take a little bit. Now, using the Angie Hot and Flashy A505, this brush is meant for anything high shine. If you have an eyeshadow that you really wanted to pop, this is the brush to use. So I'm going to use this one for the Blanc Perle, the pearly white single eyeshadow here. Oops, a little bit of fallout on my lap. Oh well. And I'm just going to take it on the inner part of the eye. You could wet the brush if you wanted even more color payoff, but I think that this is all right. It's a very interesting collection because it's so bright and colorful, and I love color. I love colorful eyeshadow, but it's a lot. And even I've struggled in trying to make tasteful makeup looks using all of these shades. And you know, just because it's on an editorial doesn't mean that I have to recreate it. And just because they use every color, that does not mean that I need to use every color. It's just to say that this is a very interesting wink release because it's so different than what the typical Chanel client likes and actually wears day to day. You know, it's interesting. The pearly shade that I placed here has a little bit of like pearlescent pink gold to it. And the eyeliner that I placed here, this has a little bit of purpley pink gold reflection to it. So it does work together, but I appreciate that this may not be a look that everyone will recreate. So what I'm going to do now is taking my beautiful twinkling gold color here, like the gold green. I'm going to use it on the top line here. And then I'm also going to use this tiny winged liner brush, the 208, and I'll do a little bit of a flick here. I like to take the excess off here. I don't need that much. And then I take this directly and I draw a thin line across the lash line, and it has a reflective quality, so it kind of looks like a green liner, but it's very subtle. Now taking that same green color and the little brush, I feel like Bob Ross here with this palette that I have going on. Just taking some of this and I'll draw a little flick here. Okay, let's move on to cleaning up a little bit. What I like to do is I take a little sample of an eye cream. One thing about me is I despise using eye makeup remover to clean up any fallout because I spend time and money on skincare, so I don't want to wipe it off and then have a dry under eye. So I just take some on a Q-tip like this and it cleans it up. So any sample you have of eye cream, anything eye safe, like eye cream, eye serum, eye mask, just save it for this. Now let me go into copious amounts of makeup. Right now it looks still a little bit half-baked. I'm currently testing out the Valentino mascara. I think it's fine. It isn't groundbreaking. It builds up a lot, which is good because I like that fake lash effect, but with real lashes, I just find that I have to build it up quite a bit. So I do get the result that I want. It just takes me a little bit longer than I expected. Adding the mascara makes it look a bit better. I think some of the lighter eyeshadow fell on the lashes and I had a moment of like, oh no, my lashes have disappeared again. I'm going to use the Water Fresh tint. I'm using medium plus for the summer now. I was using medium for the longest time. This is the Touch Up face brush, but the Water Fresh tint is so sheer. If you are undecided online about what shade to get, like if you're between two, honestly, it doesn't matter. It's so sheer, you won't notice a difference. If you're buying it in the summertime and you're between two shades, I would say go up. It's fine. You can always add more concealer if you need to. For the concealer, I'm adding the Sublimage concealer in the shade 32. I've owned this for, well, this is the original that I purchased when it came out. So it's been what, a year and a half? A solid amount. And I still have like a third left, maybe half or a third. It's an incredibly pricey concealer. It is 1000% worth it in my opinion. It is so long wearing, crease proof, sweat proof. Once you blend it out, it literally stays in place and doesn't move. So it has a very hefty price tag, I will admit, but definitely worth it. Using the Refer B05, just going to blend this out. I would recommend any concealer that has a nice peachy undertone to it because peach will just brighten up anything here. And this is a very dramatic look with the purple and the green and everything. And the last thing you want if you didn't clean up the purple correctly is if you have like little flecks of purple eyeshadow, it'll sort of enhance any dark circles. You know, when you think of dark circles, they tend to be blue or purple, things like that. So if you're wearing eyeshadow that are in those hues, just make sure to clean up properly and use a concealer with a little bit of peach. I'm going to set my face with a little bit of powder. I'm using the Universal Loose Powder in the shade number 30, and I'm using an 05 brush from Refer. I'm not certain what brush this is meant to be used for, but I don't actually want to powder my whole face. I want to go in the T-zone here, in the center, under the eyes, but I'm not going to go on the cheeks because I'm going to put something else there in a minute. I just, basically what I'm trying to say is I don't want a massive powder brush because some powder brushes are just so huge. I just want to go underneath where everything else will go. Using my Les Beige powder, I am strictly going to use the bronzer because for the blush, I think I will use the other one that I mentioned. And I really want this to be very light. The photo, it doesn't look very bronzed. It looks colorful. And I would be very shocked if there was no bronzer, but I don't want this to be like a bronzed makeup look. It looks more like a healthy cheek. Now let's go into the beautiful Fleur Printemps using a Chanel blush brush. Just tap a little bit of this here. I think that the two blush highlighter duos are going to be the items that sell out the fastest out of this summer release. I think that the shadow sticks, depending on the shade, some of them I think will stay at the counter forever. Some of them might sell out quickly, but I think that the duos will be going quickly. But I have a theory. In my opinion, the new duos look exactly like this. I think that they were all, you know, workshopped at the same time and they just held on to the old colors and decided to release them because as soon as I saw the first promo photo, I thought, oh, it's this duo here. Just going to add, oh, this highlighter. It's so pretty. I hadn't used this in a while. I should use it more. It's so pretty. For the lips, I'm going to keep it very light and peachy. So I'm going to use my Rouge Allure Velvet number 7. I think this is a really pretty color. However, I want this to be a little bit more glossy, so I'm going to add my Dior Addict Lip Maximizer here in the shade 067. On its own, it's very pretty. It's like a rose gold, and I just think it'll go well with this look here. All right, guys, this is the finished look. Please sound off in the comments below and let me know what you think. What do you think of the new release? What do you think of the official new summer collection? What are your thoughts on that? I like this look. However, I am a YouTuber by trade. This may not be the look that everyone wants to wear. I think it is fun for summer, but it is a bold and colorful look. And this is somehow a little bit, you know, I took it down a notch from the promo photos that I saw. So I would love to hear from you in the comments below. If you made it to the end of the video, please leave a purple or green emojis or any flower emoji, anything that says to you imaginary garden, leave that in the comments below. But in order to complete the look, we have to go into a fragrance. So I'm going to use my Chanel Paris Paris. This is a modern take on a rose perfume. So I'm thinking rose garden, imaginary garden, that's the vibe. So I really hope you take the time to leave a comment and just let me know what your thoughts are on all of these releases back to back to back, all of the color. Like, I love color. I just don't know what's happening. There doesn't seem to be much clear vision. Normally when a collection comes out, you can see exactly where they're going with this. This, to me, if I'm being perfectly frank, feels a little bit soulless. So sound off in the comments below, and I hope you take the time to subscribe because many of you who watch me are not subscribed yet. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And on that note, that is all I have for you guys for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.